Good news! My two little 33 microfarad service mount capacitors have arrived. You'll note the little dot after the 25S. That actually means that it's RoHS compliant, which is quite boring. The 25 is the voltage, I believe, and the S is the series. It does vary from capacitor to capacitor. I believe these were Panasonics, which are my weapon of choice. So let's get these installed in here and then we can give it a test. Just to recap, this is the Super Nintendo that's a one chip and has no sound. So we'll see if replacing all the capacitors, fuse and the voltage regulator actually does anything, or if I'm just doing everything for the sake of doing everything, which tends to be the way it is. So stay tuned. Well, I'll just cut back. And we're all done. I don't know what it is about these 37s, they're more crooked. Remember there was this one over here too. They don't like being in straight. That's fine, I respect that. They want to fight authority. Alright, so with all the new capacitors, including Biggie over here, we'll get this little sucker together and give it a first power on. Essentially, see how it runs. Hoping there's sound and no fire. If there's sound, it would save me from part 3. That would be nice. Alright, let's have a look. So here we go, we've got our Desert Fighter loaded and ready. No signal in the background. Watch for smoke and flames coming out of the Super Nintendo. No sound. Still no sound. But at the same time there are no flames. So it's a win-lose, which means, you know, we're better off than we were, but we're not really any better off. I mean, we're better off in the way that the house isn't on fire and I'm having to escape. But those capacitors in there will give it another 10 years of no sound. So now we move on to the next step, which is figuring out exactly why there is no sound. Now, being a one chip, I have something to do with that S-Mix chip again. So I'm going to tap into something prior to the S-Mix chip, because it's mixing something together. So we're going to try and find the audio before it gets mixed. So it's mixing something. So whatever it's mixing, we'll try and find it before it mixes it and mix it ourselves. I mean, I was a DJ in a past life. MC Retro, you know, it's cool. No, that's not true. It's McRetro. I'm not a DJ. Well, I'm going to leave that to burn in for a little while just to make sure it works before I go doing anything else. So I'd hate for a capacitor to blow up while I'm testing it next time after I do some wiring. So anyway, stay tuned for part 3. It'll be up who knows when. McRetro out. Oh, good hit. Drop a bomb, man. Get out of there. What a game.